Carl. Yeah, these governors think they have a better shot at getting it right if they're working together rather than going it alone. So you've got the governors of Oregon, Washington State, and California in one coalition. And on the East Coast, 6 states up and down that I-95 corridor. Many of these people live in one state and commute across state lines to work in another. And the working group says it will develop data-based protocols with representation from each governor's chief of staff, a public health official, and an economic official. Former Pepsi CEO Indra Nooyi will represent Connecticut on that front. But while they're cobbling together this coalition, President Trump insists he has the sole authority on reopening.
We don't have a king. We have a president. And that was a big decision. We ran away from having a king, and George Washington was president, not King Washington. So the president doesn't have total authority. And the president is just wrong on that point.
This is a lot more than just political back and forth, and here's why it matters. You need widespread testing before you can get the economy running again to prevent another outbreak. And Cuomo says, look, I don't have these tests. You certainly don't want another bidding war between states like you had for PPE. Leadership from the federal government could solve that. Or Cuomo suggests a coalition of states. But opening the economy means opening schools so that parents aren't prevented from working by childcare restraints. You need mass transit to move all those people back and forth. And these are really local and state level responsibilities. The states need the federal government, though. They are running out of money. They are lobbying for $500 billion in the next relief bill. So some level of cooperation is going to be best for the American people, guys.
Let me ask you, Contessa, are people thinking about opening up, including this group in the East and group in the West, because they're betting that in the next 3 weeks we're going to get many more tests from, say, Abbott, which allows us in Detroit, where it's working terrifically, really to try to figure out who has it and who doesn't. I'm told that Illinois has thousands of machines. Nobody's really using them. It's disorganized. They can certainly contest that. But are people saying, you know what, we are going to have so much testing, so much contact tracing, we're going to have so many antivirals that we just got to be ready? Or are they just going to say, hey, you know what? Hey, good luck, everybody. It's caveat emptor time. Because if it's the latter, that's a little difficult.
Jim, no one is saying that. No one. And the reason why is because they say there is no way to know. We have no idea whether this is a plateau that is sustainable. Right now, it's happening because the governor says of social distancing. What happens when you start putting people gradually back into a workplace? What happens if you decide to reopen schools and the children are largely asymptomatic but taking coronavirus back home to their parents? These are all big, complicated issues. There can't be just one simple solution to a complex problem like reopening the economy. It's going to take a lot of high-level, detailed work to get this done. And the way they're tackling it by bringing in someone who can tackle public health, someone who can tackle the economic part of it, and someone who can tackle the government part, I think it's it's their way of trying to figure out how do we come up with data-based protocols.